Good morning. This is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and it's 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the market's not really doing much. It's still in the balance area. Somebody asked me yesterday, how long do these markets balance before they make a move? So usually around 1 to 2 weeks, and we're hitting that 2 week period now. So it's going to start breaking down. Might come out to here and start breaking down. But these smaller balance areas, they only last 1 to 2 weeks, and then whichever direction it breaks out with a confirmation bar, then that's the direction it's going to head for a while. Who knows, a couple weeks maybe. So what I see for this market is it's going to start heading down. So I have put options in here. I have quite a few actually. And I have March, April's put options. So again, I think this is ready to break out. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's see. So here's a 1-day chart, and you can count the bars on here. This is about 11 bars in here, and you get about 13 bars in here when that broke out of this balance area. Yeah, so normally that's what happens, usually 1 to 2 weeks. When the market came up here, it didn't balance for very long, and it just started heading down. So not everything is symmetrical. I mean, sometimes you have these balance areas like this, more of a triangle, like that. And then that breaks out. But when the market starts forming these kind of balance areas that are more in a line, more of a rectangle, then it's almost a for sure sign wherever it breaks out, it's going to head out. Now with this one here, it's kind of hard to tell. And when the market came down here, there wasn't any kind of real definition in here, and those are harder to trade. Here's a good one here. This is actually a pretty good balance area, and then it broke down. Of course, it kept going. So when you hit these balance areas like that, I think these are almost like gold. You get a pretty good signal from that, and that's where we're at right now. And here's a longer time frame. Dating all the way back from middle of April till now, April of last year. So this is a pretty big balance area right here. So this is still a balance area. These are little tiny balance areas in between. And so this seems to be the top right here, and that's where we're at. So my idea is that it's going to, because it's at the top, it's going to start heading down into this area and come down here. So how long is that going to take? I'm not sure. It could take a week, actually. Could take a couple weeks, could take a couple months. Just depends on what's going on in the market sentiment. So, okay, so that's what's happening right now. So let's go back to a 4-hour chart. A 4-hour chart right there. And so that's where we're at. So balancing, there's nothing we can do. It's like planting a seed, and you just have to wait for it to grow. And so I've got nothing to do right now as far as with the market. And that's what I mentioned before. I don't spend a lot of time on this. This is it. And like these balance areas, these are pretty sweet because once it breaks out, and hopefully it breaks down. When it does, it starts heading down in a pretty good way. Just like this balance area, it started going up. So there's a lot of definition to this, and same with this one here. So I'm looking forward to breaking out. I have my alerts here. So basically there's nothing to do. I just walk away and just wait till it hits the alerts. Like I said, if it hits this alert and starts heading up and has a confirmation bar going up, then I need to get out of my position and take a loss. If it starts heading down and I have a confirmation bar going down, then I can start thinking about adding positions. But I don't think I would add any positions until it got under this line right here, somewhere down here. That's my plan so far. And then you can decide if you want to ride this thing all the way down. Like I mentioned before, it's a possibility this thing can go all the way down to here. I'm sure it will at some point, but we'll see when that happens. Okay, so that's it. Short video today. There's not much to say other than I'm just waiting. And when I get my alerts, I might be out somewhere, and then I can go ahead and see. And that might happen today. We'll see. Right now the market's down 12 points. So it's because it's down. Let's see here. I'll show you. Because it's down 12 points, and the market usually on a good day can move anywhere from 80 to 120 points. That's on a really big day, like these big moves here. And that could happen today because it's still early. It's 9 o'clock. And if that were to happen, it can bring it all the way down even with this. So that's a possibility. I like when it gets really close to this line here because that means that it can easily break out. Now when it's way up here like this, usually it's not going to break out of this line going down because it's too far away and there's too much of a point spread. But when it's this close, it can get down into let's see, it can get down into somewhere in this area. It can get down here. It's possible. It's possible it could come down here. And once that happens, if it closes down, then the next day it can continue down. So just keep that in mind. When the market's way up here like this, chances of it breaking down beyond this box is pretty slim. And even if it did, there's a chance that the next day it can pop back up. But when it's really close to the bottom like this is pretty close. It's about 3/4 of the way down from the top. There's a good chance it can pop down today. So one of these days it's going to do that. And since we're that close, that can happen today. Okay, so that's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow.